Hey guys, Drifter here. I have a shorter than average commentary for you, and it's about my encounter with Slender Man, because I legitimately, no shit, saw the Slender Man just a few days ago. The gameplay that you're watching right now is me going ham with the 870 MCS. I lost this game, but I had a very good, aggressive kind of comeback streak at the end, so I kind of wanted to use that gameplay, and then we're going to swap over to some silenced KSG gameplay. Let's skip straight to the story part of this before you think I'm losing my mind. It was about 6 or 7 in the morning, 2 or 3 days ago, and I was in that little delirious state somewhere in between asleep and awake in my room in my nice comfortable little nest with Ozymandias all curled up in the corner of the bed. And it was raining outside, or perhaps not raining, I would say drizzling would be a more appropriate word. That kind of rain where it doesn't really pound too hard, but the sky turns an ashy kind of gray, and it's just so cold outside. It makes the bed so much more warm and comfortable. My wife set up in my bedroom some blackout curtains on the left side of the wall, and I rolled over just to kind of, I don't know, reposition myself, get a little bit more comfortable. Ozymandias likes to hog a lot of space on the bed, and looking over at the blackout curtains, I noticed something funny about them, something that was a little bit off. I wasn't paying too much attention because I was sleepy, and then I looked up just a little bit, and I saw a white head sticking out from behind the blackout curtains, and I had to do a quick double take, rub my eyes, and then I looked and I saw that below that broad head there was this wide shoulders sticking out, and then going all the way down to the ground there was this outline about the size of a body, as if something was standing directly behind my curtains, and it was ever so softly billowing back and forth and back and forth, and I realized that somebody's standing behind my curtains breathing. And when I looked up back to the head again, I realized this person is wearing a white mask, and there's something funny going on here, and I'm beginning to get less and less asleep, and my brain is waking up rapidly, and those wheels are starting to churn, and who wears a white mask and hunts people down? And then I realized that's the Slender Man. It's a tall, thin person, broad shoulders. It's got a white mask on his head. It's looking at me, breathing slowly, motionless still. What the hell's going on here? My brain is going a million miles an hour. I'm starting to panic. I'm starting to breathe fast, but I've got that instinctual kind of thing that's ingrained into human beings all the way since the dawn of time. Don't move. Don't panic. Don't run. When you run, the predators know that you're weak, that you're scared. If you just lay there, maybe they'll think that you notice them and don't care. Maybe they won't notice you if you don't move. That kind of thing when you're a kid. If you put your head under the blankets and as long as the monsters can't see you, you'll be just fine. And my brain is going and going and going, and it's looking at me and it's looking at me, and I'm looking at it and it's not moving, and I don't know what's going on. And then I realize, why can I see through Slender's head? It's supposed to be a solid object. Why is it exactly that I can see behind it? And then I looked a little bit closer. Why can I see outside my window through Slender's head? Something is wrong here. And that's when I began to realize I was actually looking at a very neat optical illusion. What happened is I have these slit windows in my bedroom that are very wide but not very tall, and I have 2 layers of blackout curtains. One layer wasn't particularly thick, so we got another smaller layer and put behind that. But I have floor vents that come up from the ground, and these curtains are very close to the floor vents. What happened is that Ozymandias likes to stay warm, so sometimes he sleeps next to the vent because it's very warm. That's where the heat gets pumped out, and sometimes he kicks the curtains over. What he did was he kicked up the first layer of the blackout curtains and rolled it over slightly over the vent. What had happened the previous day is when I was showing my house to a prospective tenant, I had pulled back the first layer of black, or maybe it was the second layer, the one closest to the window, the blackout curtains, to show him the outside view and that sort of thing, but I didn't put it back quite right. So, several days later, Ozzy's moved the curtains over. We have warm air blowing up through the curtains, a crease of ashy, soft white light coming in because of the rain that's approximately the same size and shape as a human head. That was just coincidence. And because the air is blowing up, it's puffing up the curtain such that it has a nice little column of air flowing through it that's about the same size as a human body. So what I see is a circular glowing soft spot, which is behind the first layer of blackout curtains, and then below that, because the window's light doesn't go through, it's a very narrow window, is this big, billowy, bulky thing that looks like a body standing there, and it was the spitting image of Slender Man. It looked just like Slender Man. I tried and tried and tried to take pictures of it, but between my cell phone camera and the DSLRs that don't perform particularly well in low light situations, I could never get a very good picture. It always just looked kind of grainy and dumpy, and I'm not a very good artist, but I wish I could show you in my mind's eye just how much this looked like Slender Man. And the point of this commentary is to not let your fears get ahead of you, because I did just that. My brain is very paranoid. I've seen too many scary movies. I've read too many things. It just skipped to the worst possible imaginable situation. Slender Man's in my house. No, I'm going to die. and not, I wonder if that's an optical illusion. It was a very, very neat optical illusion, but an optical illusion none the same. And in reality, in your real life, when you're not here on YouTube, when you see something that's strange, that's out of place, that's ghostly or paranormal, my recommendation for you is to always assume the side of reason, always try to go with the most logical things first, and don't apply anything paranormal until the logical examples have been exhausted. And that's about that. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.